Hey guys, it's Chala from Crafting Through the Chaos of Life. Thanks so much for joining me for another video. Today I wanted to pop on and quickly show you how I am creating some library pockets. I am working on my one journal here. Just quickly show you. So I'm still working away on this bad boy. And I wanted to just go through and create some library pockets that I eventually want to have on the front of inside cover of my journal. Now I'm not sure this is going to be the one, but I was just kind of playing around at how I kind of wanted it to look, and I thought I'd bring you guys along for the ride. So I have created one here, or we're going to create one together, and then I might find an image that will work well for this one. I'm not sold yet if I want vintage images or yeah, what I want going on in here yet, maybe flowers or something, I'm not sure. But I wanted to definitely pop on and show you guys how I do this. Oh, and I just don't want to crumple this paper, so give me 1 second. Okay. So I have these time cards. I have a bunch of these. I have some on my Etsy shop, and I'm gonna go over and list some on my coffee shop. I also think I might put together some kits. I'm not 100% sure about that though, just depending on how much time I have. But yeah, so let's get started. So this is just a time card that I got from Staples way back in the day. I bought a pack of them, and I have these for days. So they measure, they are about 9 inches by 3.5 inches. So even if you just have cardstock, patterned paper, that works as well. I just have a bunch of these and thought I would use them up. So I also have these. These are just images that I have cut out of a encyclopedia. So I've cut out images of people in history. I don't remember that dude's name, but this guy was like, this guy's name is T.E. Lawrence, better known as Lawrence of Arabia. So, you know, some historic people will live on in my journals, but, you know, definitely look through old books that you no longer want, or old encyclopedias. They definitely give you great kind of vintage style images that you can definitely work with. So I am actually going to work with Mr. Lawrence of Arabia. I think he is calling my name, and so I'll just show you what I have here. So this is from Harvesting an Encyclopedia. So I just cut out things of interest. These are all like little medallions of different states. This one's Maine. Just, you know, different images that I thought were really cool from the encyclopedia itself. I've got animals. I've got statues, flora. Yeah, just really cool. There's one really cool one I wanted to show you guys. And it is just screaming. Oh, hi, dude. You're pretty dapper as well. It was just screaming to be a journal card. And of course, now I can't find it because I'm on camera. But anyways, there's lots of great images. Oh, here it is. Is that not going to be like a flippin' amazing journal card? How gorgeous is that? So yeah, I definitely want to use that. So, like I said, lots of great images in encyclopedias and old dictionaries and books like that. So I kind of thought, well, this guy, I mean, that's Lawrence of Arabia. I don't know, I kind of thought he looked like a bit of a world traveler. So I went with some map. I have a label. I have some scrap paper here that's got some vintage cursive. I don't even think it says anything really. It's just calligraphy or ink and pen. And so I thought we would kind of make one up. So this one here, I have used a book page. I have used some cheesecloth. I have a label and the image of this dude. I also did a little bit of stenciling on the top of there just to give the top a little bit of interest. You can stamp some numbers on here. You could just simply stamp an image on here too, that would work, but yeah, let's go ahead and get started. So because I want this not to be upside down, I have to flip it upside down so when I bring it up like this, that everything is reading properly. Otherwise, if I do it like this, that's upside down. Not a big deal. Whichever way you want to do it, you can also do it this way. There's nothing wrong with that either. But I like this way. So I'm going to do it this way. And I don't really have a rhyme or reason to how high I fold it up. What's this one? This one is about 3 3/4 I folded it up. But whatever you're going to use, you want to make sure that your image is going to fit on there. So I'm just going to try and be fancy and line it up on my mat, but I'm not really sure I'm doing anything worthwhile there. We're basically just trying to get it straight, fold it down, find my bone folder, really crease it nicely. And the first thing I want to do before I don't remember is putting my little thumb notch in. So I'm just using this 2-inch oval. You can use a circle punch. You don't even have to do this if you don't want to. I just like to have the little thumb notch. You can use a square one as well. Okay, so we're just going to put this somewhat in the middle. Just take an itty bitty bit out, just like that. Okay, then because I'm an inker, I'm going to ink. Again, you don't have to. You do whatever works best for you. I just really like the look. Oh, and I want to also, I rounded the corners on this. So I'm going to go ahead and do that again because I really like that look. And I used my medium size one. And that just gives me a nice little curve. And now I'm going to go ahead and ink up. Ooh, a little heavy-handed on the ink. That's okay. Again, you don't have to do this if you don't like inking, but I will quickly do that. So the nice thing about these is it does not take very long to make. I think the longest amount of time I spent doing this was just trying to figure out what I wanted on it. So you could definitely like make a ton of these up blank ahead of time and then just decorate them as you need them. And in fact, that's probably something I'll go ahead and do just so I have a bunch on hand. So I'm going to go ahead and use my art glitter glue and just glue down these two sides to form that pocket. Fold it over, and then I like to really squish it down. I need my little cloth here so I don't get glue all over. I just find that when you really squish it down, that glue just adheres so nicely. And with art glitter glue, it dries really quickly. So keep that in mind if you want a little bit more wiggle room time, because this stuff does not give that to you. Okay, there we go. That is glued down, and just give this one more press so it's all nice and flat. I want, flat profile because I don't want to add too much bulk to my journal. So I just want to fit a few things in here. And then I can come in after and just use my bone folder. Yes, I can, really I can, just to kind of help open that up a bit, that I can get something in there. Okay, all right, so the next thing I want to do is figure out my image. And I kind of want his corners rounded as well. So I'm going to use that same medium size corner punch, like so. I just think that finishes it off. I don't know, I just apparently don't like corners today. I'm not sure what's up with that, but we go through these moods where sometimes we don't like the look of corners. Who knows? All right, so I inked this up a little bit, and that definitely gives it more of a vintage vibe. I don't know if you can see that. I really like that. He's a cool dude. And then, let's see, I have a label, I have some map. Now, how do I want to do this? I think I'm going to start with the writing. And I'll just tear a little bit of that off. And again, if you like, ink up the edges, but you don't have to. I just like the look of it. So I hope everyone's doing well and that you're finding at least a few minutes to get into your crafty space to create something magical. Okay, so we've got that, and then I want a little bit of this map. And again, I don't want stark corners. So we'll just, this is just from a kit from, I think, AliExpress or something, little paper thing. Again, if you've been following me this year, I have not purchased any craft supplies. So I am just simply going through what I already have and shopping my stash. And boy, has it been fun, really like liberating. And quite honestly, I have saved quite a bit of money. So that's always a bonus. And you don't have to spend money for junk journaling, right? Like, I have a whole whack of cereal boxes and cracker boxes, food boxes behind me that I need to get made into journals. Don't have to buy any fancy cardstock. Just use that for your journal cards and tags, what have you. Okay, so this is kind of what I'm thinking. That's pretty cool. I like that. All right, let's go ahead and glue that down. So then this piece is going to be first. And what I might do is I might just, like this one, the back is pretty cool as well. So you could actually like glue this down onto a page, or you can like, you could glue it down so it's another pocket behind here or a tuck behind here. You could just glue these sides so that's a kind of a tuck that way. Or you can just put it in with a paper clip because the back is cool. You can decorate the back. You can put some coffee dyed paper so you can write on there. Lots of different options to add more journaling space if that's what you're looking for. Okay. Let's go ahead and get this guy glued down. And I'm just using my glue stick, and I think I'm going to wrap this around the edge. So lots of glue stick on there. And then I really don't like getting my hands sticky. So I'm going to try and use my tweezers. And I want the name to show. So let's put that about here. And just grab whatever you use as your smoothing tool. And fold this around. Just on the back. I like this guy better. Fits in my hand better. Oh, why is it wet? Oh, it's because my glue is leaking. Ah! Okay, sorry, we have to pause for a minute here. Okay, mental note, do not put your glue bottle on its side like that. That is dangerous. Okay, let's wipe this off. Okay, ooh, a little sidetrack there, but better to clean it up now before it dries, right? So I took my, what is it here? I took my Fabric Fusion. I find it really, really runny, and I don't like it as much. I found as Fabri-Tac is more thick. So what I did is I put it in I just combined the two. I don't know if they're actually going to, I mean, you can see that it's separate there. I'll mix it up, but I don't know. Maybe it'll thicken it up and it'll work better. I don't know. It was just an experiment. Glue is glue at the end of the day, right? It's just what we have preference for. So, okay, we've got that down. Now we're going to, I don't want this edge, so this straight edge, so I'm just going to kind of bite at it with my fingernails here because I don't want to lose too much of this real estate on this image. Okay, ink that. And again, I'll decide whether or not I want it wrapped around. How did I like that? I got a little bit of glue on there. Kind of like that. And then did I want to go like this? Yep, that's pretty cool. All right, let's do that. So again, just glue stick. So with this, my idea or my plan is to use 3 or 4 different layers. Like the more layers, the better in my personal opinion. Not that my opinion means much, but I don't know. I find the more layers, the more interest it kind of has, and your eye is just going, oh, look what's there. You know, you're just kind of jumping from one thing to another. Always something different to look at, right? You're discovering something new each time. For the corner here, I'm going to actually use a little bit of art glitter glue just because it is on the, I don't have as much as here. Like the glue stick will definitely seal down that, but when it's a small bit like this, I'm not 100% confident that the glue stick will hold. Look what I found, you guys. I found my scissors. I'm so happy. Ugh, it was a tough time without my favorite scissors, I gotta tell you. Okay, fold that. I'm trying to get a nice corner here. Push that down. And then I need my itty bitty scissors. Where did they go? Oh, don't tell me I lost them now. Story of my life. What have I misplaced now? It's hide and seek in the craft room. Okay. And now I'll ink again. Okay. I'm just thinking, do I want another layer of something? Does it need a little bit of cheesecloth behind it, maybe? Let's try a little piece. So I don't dye my cheesecloth because sometimes I want it white. I just, I could dye it different colors. You can definitely do that. Use your inks or what have you. But I find it just as easy to like take my ink sponge and then just kind of grunge it up as needed to give it that vintagey look. Okay. Let's see how we like that. Yeah, I think I like that. It just adds another, another layer of texture and interest, right? Like it's not too overwhelming, but it does give it a little something. So I'm gonna hold this here because I like the placement. Ugh. Okay, pray for me as I'm not sure how this is gonna work, but just kind of created my own fabric glue at this point. Oh gosh, see, yeah, that stuff's runny. I was kind of hoping the Fabri-Tac would thicken it up, but don't think it's working. Okay. The Fabri-Tac was too thick to come out this nozzle, and now the Fabric Fusion is so runny. I don't know. There's no winning here, you guys. The struggle is real. Okay. So that's good. Now we'll put Lawrence of Arabia down. I'm just going to use my art glitter glue. And there you're going to have like a really quick pocket. Again, the longest, the thing that took the most time, if I can speak English properly, is the decorating. And that's the most fun part. So who wouldn't like that, right? Okay. I can feel my fingers getting sticky and I'm not in love with that. Just going to put you right there. Give you a push down. Again, that just helps to kind of squish down the bulk, because there's going to be some bulk with that cheesecloth behind it. So if I push it down really well, it will smooth it down nicely. But I don't want to rip the paper, so be careful that way. Okay, now we have this. I got cheesecloth bits in my sponge. Occupational hazard. Ink this little guy up. And I think what I might do for this one, yeah, I'm going to glue this down. And then I'm actually going to add yet another layer of interest to this. And I'll show you that in just a minute. Let me just get the lids on all my glues before everything deteriorates quickly here. Put this back on. Okay, and we've got this. Put that right about there. Really push that down. Okay, so what I want to do with this is I am going to use, you can use Nouveau Crystal drops. I have some glossy accents here. Now, my glossy accents looks like crud because I did not use a stainless steel pin. So this pin is right rusted. And it's going to taint the color of this. So it's not going to be clear. It's going to have a vintage look to it, which, hey, works for me, right? But if you want the absolute clear glossy accents or Nouveau Crystal drops, make sure you use a stainless steel pin so it doesn't rust. But again, because I'm using this for vintagey like things, it does not matter to me. So here we go. I'm going to get this started on my book, and then I'm just going to go over top of this label, and that's just going to give it like almost like a shiny, not almost like, it's going to give it a shiny look, but almost like a plate or like a charm, if you know what I mean. So yeah, you can see that it's still clear. Hasn't, you know, really ruined, that rust hasn't ruined the transparency of the glossy accents. It just tints it like a kind of like a light brownish color. So not a big deal. Okay, so there we go. So I'm going to let this sit, and I'm just going to take a look at it and see if there's any air bubbles. If you do, I just like kind of go down on it like that. I have one right there, so you could take a pin and try and pop that air bubble. There we go. And that looks great. So there you go, guys. A really quick video to show you how you can create some really interesting library pockets. Again, if you want, you can go ahead and add some stenciling here. I might add something after this is all dry. Yeah, so I hope you enjoyed today's video. I might put together some packs with different images, maybe some cheesecloth, book pages, labels. I'll do a couple different things, throw them, you know, in an envelope, and if you guys are interested, you can go on my coffee shop and check it out. All right, guys, thanks again so much for joining me. I hope you have an awesome day, and P.S. I love you.